Hi there and welcome. My name is Sharon and others know me as Itu. Today I want to share with you my experience that I've had with this wonderful, amazing herb called Gingko Biloba. And I'm going to be sharing with you what it has done for me, how to use it properly, as well as some of the precautions and other benefits that you could gain from consuming it. For those of you with grandparents or elderly parents or other elderly people around you, this might be very useful and helpful for you as well, so please stay tuned for that. Please note that the following information is meant for educational purposes only. I am not a qualified health or medical practitioner. Please consult with your medical doctor or professional health care practitioner prior to following any of my advice. When I was doing my research for this video, I came across some very disturbing comments online about Gingko Biloba, and people were posting on the internet the various things that they had experienced after using a pharmaceutical version of Ginkgo. So they were basically using pills and other things that were produced from the herb in hopes that it would somehow help them. What they were reporting on were very serious health conditions or complications that they got from using those pharmaceutical products. So I just want to give you my advice when it comes to that. If you want to use Gingko Biloba, please go and find the herb in its purest form and use it like that, rather than getting those pharmaceutical or over-the-counter products, because they are dangerous. And you can do your own research with regards to this. Just Google Gingko Biloba review or Gingko Biloba effects, and I'm sure that you will see how dangerous some of these products can be. Another very important thing to note: if you are on any other medication, please note that Ginkgo, as well as any other herb for that matter, will interact with your medication. So please do your research before consuming Ginkgo. And also, just if you're a normal person and you're not on any other medication or anything like that, please also do your own research. There's always a risk involved in taking herbs. Make sure that you research the side effects for yourself, the dosages, because too much of anything can cause harm. Before we go on and I tell you all about my personal experience with using Ginkgo, let's have a look at some of the benefits of Gingko Biloba. Ginkgo is known for its mind-restoring abilities. It improves blood circulation, memory, and vision. It is also used in the treatment of tinnitus, vertigo, ADHD, depression and anxiety, and headaches and migraines. Ginkgo reduces the symptoms of Alzheimer's and dementia. It inhibits cancer and has anti-aging properties. Okay, so I am not an elderly person, right? So you're probably asking yourself, why on earth I'm drinking or consuming Ginkgo? I want to say that prevention is better than cure. With the foods that we're eating nowadays and all that is added into all of that stuff, the stress factors in our environment, as well as how technology has affected our daily physical movements, things like dementia, Alzheimer's, and all those mind or brain related issues are becoming more and more common. These things can be delayed and they can even be prevented by just simple lifestyle changes that we can make. For me, drinking herbs and going the natural route in just healing my body or medicating myself is that one lifestyle change that I know will take me a long way. So if you're young, I hope that you keep on listening because this is helpful. It's best to start young. Like I said, prevention is better than cure. You don't want to get to an old age and then only start doing things to improve on your health or your mind or brain function. And also, if you are a student or you work and you have a demanding career or job, Ginkgo can and will help you as well. So I hope that my experience will shed some light on the different ways that you can use it. First thing I want to say is that I consume Gingko Biloba as a tea, and you can also have it as a tincture, but I personally don't want to go that route. I drink the herb as a tea. I use a dried herb, but you can also use a freshly cut herb. What I do when I make this tea is that I'll take one teaspoon of the dried herb, and then I'll add a cup of hot water to that. I'll leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes even longer, before I drink it. I prefer not to strain the herb out. Some people I know can't consume something like that, so you can strain it and then sweeten it. Try not to use sugar when you sweeten it because, what would be the point of drinking ginkgo anyway? Sugar is very bad for our brain health. If you decide to use the freshly cut herb, you will need 1 tablespoon. So dried herb, 1 teaspoon, which is smaller. Freshly cut herb is 1 tablespoon, which is almost like 2 times the size. And when it comes to herb, that's something you need to keep in mind, that if you're using the dry version of the herb, you use smaller quantities, and if it's freshly cut, you would normally need to double the portion. I have found that after drinking just 1 cup, I feel more energized and just like my body comes alive totally. And in fact, now when I feel fatigued, I actually have a cup and it helps me to get my energy back. My mind is also a lot more sharp and I'm more mentally alert. So if you struggle with brain fog, this could be like a game changer for you. In terms of memory, I can say that I've seen tiny little bits of changes. I think I need a little bit more time in order to be able to assess the kind of impact it's had on my memory when I drink it. Because of what it does to the brain, I can it's almost like a given that my memory has somehow improved since starting to drink ginkgo. There was this one time where I made the mistake of having a cup of ginkgo in the late afternoon, early evening, about 5 or 6 p.m., about that time. And I could not sleep that entire night. I was wide awake and I was very restless because my mind was just alert and alive. So be careful of that. Try not to drink it after, let's say, 4 p.m. Don't drink it after that unless you are trying to keep yourself awake at night or you are not trying to sleep. For some of you coffee lovers, this might be a great alternative for you. I don't know if you've heard or you've read something about coffee, but the scientific research does not have good things to say about coffee, and I've said this before in another video, but coffee contributes to so many health conditions, including Alzheimer's and dementia. Please go and research it. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, just consider using ginkgo instead of coffee. And of course, you can't use ginkgo on a daily basis as you would with coffee. I think you would have to be more mindful about how much of it you consume. Be careful of consuming herbs all the time. Like, we have to give our bodies a break at some point, because herbs are medicinal. They are beneficial for our bodies, but we cannot rely heavily on them. We have to give our bodies time to detox all of that, and just be careful of that. And that is it from me. I hope that this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.